How we doing, people? Hope everybody is well. Welcome back to the channel. We are back. We are back. Didn't do a show yesterday, but you know, shit happens. Shit happens at times, but we're back. Shut up, playback. Good to see you, Big T. Hope you're well. Hope life is treating you fairly. Although that's not really the case with many people from different colours, creeds, and backgrounds, whoever it is, wherever it is they're from. Life is unfair equally for the rest of us. But I've been spamming your Discord yet, so you hope you don't mind more to come. God damn, spamming Discords. I know all about that. I used to own a Discord server that had, well, it must be like 200-300 people on it. And most of them, because I was a little fair bit younger at the time, it was like 4 or 5 years ago, and I had loads of people who were just so bloody immature, and it was just ping central, literally people atting me in general chats for no reason at all, and then deleting the message. So I'm just getting ghost pinged left, right, and center. Go Rossi, smash out the fucking likes. Yeah, damn right. Big up, Carl Rossi. Hope you're well, mate. I was just watching on YouTube Ryback. I don't know if you know who Ryback is, but former WWE wrestler. And this guy has his own podcast shows or his call-in shows, I think. And some bloke who's been stalking him, psychopathic stalker, has been following him around and doing weird shit for like the past 12 years or something. And gets onto a call, and it's just absolutely just literally going at each other for a good solid hour. And this guy's just like making all of these threats, and Ryback's just chill, just like, yeah, what you gonna do, Chase? What you gonna do, Chase? What you gonna do? It's absolutely hilarious. I've got it saved on one of my other tabs. So once I've done here, I'm going back to that. You can bet your ass. I'll jump on. Give me a sec. Yeah, no worries, mate. What I'll do is I'll send it to you. I'll send you the link to your DMs. I can still not see any of the chat groups, which is entertaining. It's cool, sick. There you go. Sent to your Insta DMs, mate. The link for the show, Jaminio. Hello, chat. Hello to you, and hello to everybody else that is in the chat section below. Make sure you're smashing them likes as you are joining in, people. I do feed me more. Good stuff. Good stuff. I think that's to do with the Discord spam. United are just trying to be stingy by going for a loan instead. I think it's just, you know what, and I guess we should cover this. I made a theory yesterday, or not yesterday, day before, that United, if they could, they would rather finish this transfer window without signing anybody else, barring a left back. I don't think they're legitimately interested in signing a midfielder, because it's like they can easily afford. It's even for a £30 million price tag, right? That's been mentioned in the reports that we can't afford Sofian Amrabat for 30 million. I mean, he's cheaper than that, mate. It's cheaper than that. I don't know why you're assuming, oh yeah, we can't afford £30 million signing. Lies. Yes, you can. You can afford it. You can afford it very much so. You just don't want to sign him because, again, club politics. We don't rate him, despite the manager saying otherwise, because we don't like backing managers, and it's just more of the same. It's just they like to package this whole thing up differently, so it's got a different label to it. And what do you know? Everyone's just sort of like, oh, right, okay, let me just bury my head in the sand again because it's worded different. Just same old, let's not back the manager, let's save money, and let's rate players that the manager doesn't, and not rate the players that the manager does. Let's keep doing that, but we'll tell the people, we'll word it differently by saying, oh, well, we can't afford it. Oh, FFP this, FFP that, or sell to buy this, or sell to buy that. Well, no, you spent £180 million without selling a single soul, right? You have enough money to then, you've sold over £30 million worth of players. Fact. We've sold over 30 million, and we're about to add Dean Henderson on top of that. You've got enough money to go out and sign a replacement goalkeeper for Henderson. Henderson, with the extras you make off of that, plus the other money you've got, happy days. There's your Sofian Amrabat signing. I mean, apparently they're potentially going to accept a loan deal if it contains the obligation to buy. But watch United say, well, there's a cheap deal. We can do that. Watch them make a hassle about it. Watch them say, but we don't want to buy him. Well, there you go. That it brings that BS to the surface. Anyways, I'm going to introduce to you the man, the legend himself, Nottingham Forest fan, long-haired Yeti. Welcome. How are we doing?
All good, man. How are you?
I'm doing all right. I'm sort of sitting back and sort of not getting too vexed about watching my club descend into absolute madness. That is the last 2-3 days left of a summer transfer window. That once again, we have failed to back a manager.
Yeah.
But everybody's told everybody else in this fan base for the longest time that John Murtagh is being revolutionary. We've turned a corner, guys. Out with the old, in with the new. We've got a new direction. We've got the project. We are plain sailing to the promised lands, people. But we are literally already only 3 games into the season. We've already dropped 3 points to a Tottenham team that literally had a style of play against us in 2.
Well, so, they're back. They're back, aren't they?
Well, they just went off. They sailed down the Thames to West London and held the L. And it was quite ironic that the guy that scored the winning penalty, in that game, had his boot sliced off. So he literally ran off down the tunnel mid-game to go get replacement boots. And in the time he was out off the pitch, they scored the equalising goal. So Richarlison needed someone to go get replacement boots just to get in the game.
But then the same guy to lose, mate, wearing them kits, wearing them shirts and them kits that deserve to lose. Look like someone had shit on them. I mean, I know
brown bronze with the black strip. Like, God, that's a horrible,
awful, man. Look like diarrhea. But the funny thing is like when they won, when they beat you, they're all singing, "Yeah, Tottenham are back. Thanks for giving us our Tottenham back." Yeah, yesterday after that game, it was get everybody out, and all everyone.
Well, it's actually quite funny because it's even today, right? I went on to a couple of Spurs streams and they're all saying the same thing. It's like, but Ange's post-match comments, those were absolute disgrace, Oh, this one's on him. I'm just like, but he was your saint. He was your savior. But the one common denominator that hasn't changed is you still got Daniel Levy in charge. So your long-term vision, your long-term club politics, whatever it is, those aren't changing. So the problems that will have gone away now, you're going to see them come right back around full circle.
Have you heard about Kane?
No, I haven't. What's the?
Basically, because Bayern Munich want Eric Dyer, Kane's rang Levy and asked if he can come back.
What? That don't make no sense.
He's like, I've had to put up with this shit defender and have to outscore the goals that he lets in. I ain't having it again.
I'd imagine it should have been the opposite way around. It's just like, well, if Dyer's leaving, that Kane's then like, well, I want to go back because then at least Dyer.
He's got
fixed.
The best name he has.
The football.
He's got the best name because he is Dyer.
Yeah, diabolical. There's expression puts it.
He is terrible.
Cucurella, why? I mean, Christ almighty, Rico Henry, that name, I would happily take Rico Henry for a left back cover. I think he's pretty decent, but Cucurella,
oh yeah, definitely.
All Cucurella's good for is playing as like a left winger.
I don't get that. I don't get why you've got Cucurella.
I don't know.
Honestly, are we all trying? Are we all decided to take all of Chelsea's rejects?
Mate, it's just like
did we have a bet that we lost?
It's like the opposites of the Bayern Munich Bundesliga, which is actually quite hilarious, where Bundesliga teams keep feeding Bayern Munich all their best players. It's like Chelsea are doing the opposite. So all the players that are crap, they all get distinguished like that, or distributed equally across the other 19 clubs. So that's the way Chelsea can get into winning titles, is that all the bad players go to these other clubs, they hinder them, and without needing to be like a world beater themselves, they can overtake them through the means of shithousery.
That's how it seems. Just we'll give everybody else our crap and we'll buy good players. And are they still spending? I have no idea.
So whoever their accountant is, or the person that is in charge of their banking, is absolutely just out of this world. Rangers being 1-0 down and Hotspur's going live. Brilliant time to be alive.
Jimenez celebrating that.
It's just living the high life right now.
Strasbourg Steve will be not happy.
Just the latest Richard Arnold and John Matter being incompetent is the way I see it. 100%. I mean, the thing is Richard Arnold, John Murta, they've been in the United hierarchy set up for about a decade now per man. So in the worst of times, it's like everyone sees them coming to power and it's just like, oh, well, things are going to change. Well, fuck, no, they're not. No, leopards don't change their spots. Roy Keane hit the nail on the head. Yeah, exactly.
Why would you still keep filling the seats?
I'll tell you what, I think
paying the money.
Richard Arnold's probably that of a spineless Ed Woodward, because at least Woodward was quite blunt and just frontal with it, and he's just like, well, I don't give a shit about what the fans think. And he literally worded a statement similar to that. He said that the fans are hysterical, so why take what they think and what they say as anything to base our business on? So it's just like Richard Arnold just probably thinks the same way, but it just hasn't got the bollocks to say it. So he's just like, oh well, I'll sell Ed Woodward down the river, right? My best mate since college or university. I'll sell him down the river with a pub talk caught on camera. Saying, oh, 1 billion this, 1 billion that, and I can't see it around the training grounds or anything like that. It's just like, mate, it's all just completely clapped from top to bottom, mate. Tony Ibarra, good to see you, mate. Here we are, mate. Pint, Nesquik, chocolate milk.
Tony, pint,
just what the doctor ordered.
Nesquik. It's banana flavour.
Oh, mate. Bloody what was it? Vanilla. I think they Alpro lot do a vanilla version of that, so maybe
I was going to say vanilla, but banana came to me before, which is never a good thing for a man to say that banana came to him before. But said it now, so there we go.
Yo-yo, do you remember yo-yos? I don't remember yo-yos. I remember JoJo's. JoJo's and Crazy Bones, those little tiny plastic figurines. I remember them from bloody...
Oh yeah, I remember yo-yos.
That would have been...
Actually, no, I don't. I'm too young. I'm too young to remember yo-yos. I just think about these answers before I say them.
Yeah, I should just liquidate after this stink of a window. Well, I tell you what, if we go into Arsenal and get battered by Kai Havertz, fold the fucking club.
Oh my days!
Fold the club. We are finished.
End the stream, Dave. End the stream, Dave. Do you imagine that? Havertz with an hat-trick against United. That would be just...
Big T, Rossi. Here's guys. WWE transfer news. Liverpool and Mbappe. No, this is
big up, mate.
I think his messages got deleted after this was just spam.
Oh, is he just spamming? Is he?
Yeah, the guy's just spam. Like,
I like spam, but I prefer it on bread with like tomato sauce. So next time you come in, make sure you bring me a sandwich, motherfucker.
Bet they never lasted long. Oh man. Fucking Yeti, Munchie.
Yes, Mr. Rossi, man. Mr. Rossi, Jaminio in the building. Big T. Oh, love a big titty.
Bayern wanted McShite, Dyer, and Rulli, however it's pronounced, in this window.
Why do they want Dyer and McTominay?
Do you know what? It's like with some of the news that's come out, but like for what players Bayern have been linked with, it's just like when people have said, and I think it's probably Lee Gunner that said this, when he said that Bayern are going down this garden path of just going into this era of just absolute nonsense BS. It's just like, well, maybe that's just factual evidence right there that they're starting to link themselves with players that they just shouldn't be ever associating themselves with, because they usually their policies take the best players or upcoming talents in Bundesliga or elsewhere in the world and stick a fantastic manager in there, and with the world class you've already got
what we say about Bundesliga is it's not the greatest league, so McShite and Dyer might actually be superstars there.
Oh no, Granit Xhaka's become a superstar over there. It's already hit.
To be honest, I've never not rated Granit Xhaka. I think he makes stupid decisions and stuff like that. But the way he played for Arsenal last season, although it might have been for a move, the only problem I have with Xhaka, and it's not really my problem because I'm not an Arsenal fan, but him sticking the finger up to the fans and telling them to F off.
He should have been. He should have been gone
on the floor.
He should have been gone when he did that. It's just like 100%. It's absolutely hilarious, and I suppose it's like you might as well.
If Bruno did it, do you think United would get rid of him?
Probably not, because money talks.
No, they don't do that now. They don't play like that now.
Well, as I said, money talks, BS walks, and everybody in the United fan base will probably be saying, "Well, no, that's just ridiculous. Get rid of him." And do you know what? It's like I start to ask the question: are most of the people in the Arsenal or in the Emirates paid actors? Because the way that they were singing for Xhaka to stay at the tail end of last season, it's almost as though the guy's been a long-term servant that's won many trophies. He's seen the glorious heights of Arsenal, and he leaves a legend up there in the echelons of Thierry Henry, Dennis Bergkamp, Tony Adams.
Oh, don't mention Thierry Henry. Jaminio's in the chat. You've started it off now.
Is this to do with the handball by any chance?
Don't mention Declan Rice. Don't mention Thierry Henry. Don't mention actually a good amount of the Irish players, to be fair. In fact, don't mention anything.
Let's not talk about football.
Just do a silent stream.
What I need is like a KG soundboard.
Just sit here.
I need a soundboard like that KG bloke from the United View, where it's just like explosions and censored sounds every time you cover a certain word.
I know he's typing away now. He's 100% typing away on Thierry Henry. I was
wondering if I can hear a very loud, distant, echoing keyboard noise in the distance.
You can.
He's going to type up a storm.
He's like,
he's typing so fast that there's little. You can start to see the smoke rising from his keyboard. It's going to turn into someone called the London Fire Brigade, because Jaminio's just like typing words.
He lives in Ireland, doesn't he?
Wow.
There's no point calling the London Fire Brigade.
I just associated because he's an Arsenal fan. I just associated because he's an Arsenal fan that he'd be living in London. But Mengi going
being stereotypical.
Well, it's like every Arsenal fan that talks about United fan base. Oh,
do you live in Manchester?
Londoners, you fucking Londoners, you hate man.
Do you live in Manchester?
No, I live down south.
Point proven.
Well, live south, but not in London, because I know a lot of people are just like, oh, look at them heading off to London. It's just like, correction, not London. Around the M25 and then down south further, and then I'm back in my turf.
You didn't mention Reading then, did you?
Oh, fuck off, Reading. No, I'll go
No,
past that.
no, shouldn't mention Reading either.
Mengi going another.
Told you, look, it's come. I told you it was coming, and the Reading one's coming now as well.
Right.
Trust me.
Why do you not
started a war?
WW chat is read in between the discussion. Mate, we'll get to the chats eventually. You know, there's two people having a conversation.
Don't worry. We'll give you your importance.
Don't disrupt the flow. Don't disrupt the flow.
We'll make you a statue with a big penis on your head.
I'm still waiting for the Tottenham Hotspur Harry Kane statue unveiling as well, by the way. When's that coming? PSV 2-0. Oh,
wow.
At least us saying all the buzzwords to trigger Firmino might be calming him down a little bit with PSV beating Rangers.
I don't think so, mate. He's still got a Kieran Tierney picture.
Yeah, mate, you got to go get a Kieran Tierney picture of him wearing the Sociedad gear.
Yeah, you've got to update, mate. Yeah, I look Reading. He's on Reading there as well. I told you. Any of them that you mentioned.
People say Chelsea, Arsenal as a good rivalry. Havertz, Jorginho, Aubameyang, Giroud, Willian, Luis Cech, Gallas, Petit, Newcastle, and Elka Cole have all played for both. Yet we only signed the Deadwood. That's true. That I mean, Chelsea get or with the names out of there, Chelsea get all the joys from these players, and then when their time is done, it's like, well, we'll offload them to a rival, and Arsenal think, oh, we're getting some of these special players, and they're hoping to live off of former glories of some of these players, but it's not quite all singing and dancing when you sign a former player that's already had the heights, and now it's just on the wind down part of their careers. I suppose Willian
you will get Amrabat though, I think.
We'll
it's going to be a deadline day. It's going to be a deadline day thing, that because nobody else wants him. So what are you messing about at? I mean, it's not like there's a queue of people wanting him.
I just think it's as I've said, that it's just the club, they don't rate him. So it's.
I wonder why nobody wants him. Do you think it's because he's bold and he might get confused with being Ten Hag?
I wouldn't imagine so. I hope not. I know he used to have a full. He used to have a full set of a full head of hair back in the day when he last worked for Ten Hag. Like, man actually had like a sort of like classic shaved back and sides, with a bit of a skin. I thought
he was going to say a full set of balls then for a minute. I don't know why.
Well, I mean, he's probably still got a full set of balls, big Moroccan balls. Flying all over fucking Old Trafford surface, with that
shaved balls to match his head.
Get them Manscaped advertisements going, Lawnmower 4.0, I've already got Manscaped, so Manscaped, if you do see this, come give me a sponsorship, babes.
This stream started out about football.
Now we're talking about shaving balls. How
bald heads, balls.
Bald is best, people. Bald is best. That's the coined phrase of the bald managers being at the higher end of management.
I don't think I'll ever get a Manscaped sponsor if they do hair shaving stuff. To be honest.
Well, they do the little like nasal thing, so you can sort of do the nasal hair shave.
Why, is there something wrong with my nasals?
I don't know. Maybe there's like some hairs in there that sort of annoy you, make you sneeze.
Yeah, the Coke got rid of that.
dissolved your hairs into nothing. Chelsea is the whale shark. Arsenal are the dem parasitic fish hanging on their fin for dear life. Yes. Chelsea are the feeder club for Arsenal, but it's not quite the feeding that you think it is.
And for United as well, it looks on it. And for United as well, the looks of it. I mean, that Cucurella, right? When he was playing for Brighton, he looked. I thought he looked really decent.
He
Chelsea
played as a wing
didn't
back.
really work out, but Man United it might do. I don't know.
He played as a wing back for Graham Potter because I know he was doing that sort of 3-4-3 system that he went on to impose at Chelsea. But he used to. I can't remember what Spanish club it was that he was at before. Where he's actually playing as a left winger, but he was then brought back when he got the move to Brighton and is utilised deeper. And since then, he's gone forwards as being a fullback. And I've never really associated him having any good defensive qualities, which I guess is probably something that nobody really gives a toss about these days for fullbacks are concerned. They only care about if they can, as far in midfield as they can go. That seems the only thing that people care about nowadays. Get the powdered milkshakes and get on the syrups. Mate, get some syrup on some waffles in the morning. That's that right there. That hits the spot sometimes. Don't have it every morning though, because otherwise you'll absolutely feel sickly after doing it like the second or third day in a row. He's being a dickhead, yeah. He's being a prick. Fried spam, fried egg on sticky rice will fuck you up.
Jimenez just giving his opinion. There's no need to call him a prick.
Great fishing bait spam is. Mate, I don't think I've ever had spam before in my life.
Spam's nice.
Shout out my Hawaiian brothers. Have we got anyone Hawaiian here? Sarah? I don't know. Maybe someone's got someone in the family tree that comes from.
Has anybody got the maracas out?
Anyone wearing some fluorescent palm tree shirt?
Yeah, or
completely.
What is it? Leaf skirts, is it, or something? Go on, grass skirts, is it?
Yeah, I know what it is you're talking about. Can't remember the name for it. It's just like they almost dress a little bit like belly dancers, but they're just like Hawaiian themed stuff. Wear some of those little crown things on their heads as well. If Bayern signed all three of them, I would have predicted them fourth in Bundesliga. Fuck yeah, maybe Dortmund would actually stand a chance. But do you know what? If it's like Dortmund like to bottle things, so if it's not Bayern winning the league, it'll probably be Leipzig that end up winning the league, or Union Berlin. Maybe Union Berlin will keep it up this year.
That's where you came from. Union Berlin.
Maybe maybe because they let go of a Wonyi.
He looks a player as well. Absolutely owns you.
I reckon it's just a question of when it gets to a certain point, if he gets poached by a bigger club.
It will do that. That's the way it goes, isn't it? At the end of the day, that's what we are. At the end of the day, we bring these players in, they perform really well, and then the bigger clubs nick them. But I mean, it's not happened with Paulinho yet. Well, not yet, anyway.
Yeah. It's one thing to play bad.
That's how it is. It's always been, isn't
it? Yeah. There's one thing to play bad, it's another to tell fans to fuck off and throw the shirt and armband on the ground. Jack is a player.
I agree with him. Totally. As a player, he's good. The attitude was shit, and I'm sorry, but that's shown the big culture change in Arsenal, because back in the day, he would not have stood a chance. He'd have been out.
No. Oh, I remember the absolute outrage that was coming from fans from fans in general. I could say fans in general, from all clubs, when Jack disrespected Arsenal that way. That most people was like, no, you get rid of him, drop him from the squad. Don't let him start another game for us. You go from that to them begging him to stay a couple of years later. I mean, it's like, make your minds up, guys.
It's an absolute disgrace, mate, to keep a player that does that to your club and your badge. It's just disgusting.
Yes, everyone from AFTV is on the Cronkies payroll. Yep.
100%.
I saw a fan cam. It was on. I was watching Northside London stream, and he was reacting to a couple of these fan cams. I was just like, what I'm hearing from one of these kids that is literally a Robbie's ear when this bloke was like when they were accusing this other guy of Kai Havertz's agendas and stuff. I'm just like, well, it's not an agenda because he's your favourite player.
Does he have eyes?
It's like, bro, the guy's literally sat there saying,
"Did he have a guide dog?"
No, unfortunately, they were both using their eyes. So unfortunately, they're
What
not.
the hell?
Neither of them were blind. But yeah, look, I had to go see the fan
What
cam
does
myself,
he
mate.
see?
I had to
I
go
don't
see.
know what he sees.
I had to commit an act of sin and actually watch a video from FTV. But I watched this video and it's like the guy that's like properly getting into it, like Kai Havertz, he's
great off the
holding
ball.
his team back. He's taking up space. It's not working. The balance isn't there.
He's quality off the ball, mate.
He's naming these other players that have been and gone for Arsenal that offered something to the team, but then going on about Kai Havertz or how much we spent on him and the wages he's on and what and for what. He even brought up Robbie. He even quoted Robbie in that interview to his face and said, "Look, a month or so back, you were just like, I don't understand Kai Havertz signing. So what's changed? Why are you bigging him up? Why are you now talking about
they all ripped him apart when he was playing for Chelsea.
It's like, why is there now suddenly Kai Havertz?
Now he's amazing, and Chelsea misunderstood him, and that was the old problem. Chelsea just didn't know how to play him and didn't know how to play him right. But as far as I've seen so far, Arsenal don't know how to play him right either. I mean, me personally, I'd just make him a ball boy.
Yeah,
and he probably wouldn't. He'd probably miss the ball even then.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you what, the kid that was in the background there as well. God, he was fucking annoying because he's like he looked and sounded like one of those youth kids that you see come into an Arsenal stream when people are literally like speaking facts and they're just like, "Oh, you're an Arteta hater. Oh, you guys, you don't know ball. You're not real." He looked and sounded exactly like how those people would sound and look. And
a nice backhand,
But you start properly shouting at this guy. It's just like, "Oh, you got an agenda. Oh, it's you, Kai Havertz."
Yeah, because Robbie's there, that's why.
Mate, shut up.
What a dickhead.
It's like, where's your criticism for Kieran? Why do you criticise Kieran Tierney then?
Because Robbie told him to.
Okay, then, so everybody that's like criticising Kieran Tierney, cool. Everybody else that criticises Kai Havertz will call you out for having an agenda against Kieran Tierney then. Oh, round robins now. We're all pointing at each other. We've drawn the battle lines. We've got our ammunition now. Oh, you got an agenda. Why? Because
I want their eyes. Because there must be something wrong with mine. Because I can't see it, and half the Arsenal fans I know can't see it. So can I borrow your eyes for a game,
mate? If you took their performances. If you took their eyes, mate, you'd probably be seeing Nottingham Forest winning the Premier League and Champions League, getting your third European Cup, and you'd be seeing all three colours of the traffic lights.
What do you mean? I already see that. I already see that with mine.
You're celebrating a 3-2 win against United the other day, but everyone's just like, "No, Yeti, it was the other way round."
I can't believe I came in this stream and I went, "We're going to score."
Mate, 2-0 down. It's such one more than you, and then collapsed by the end of the game.
You bastard!
It's just like, fuck's sake.
I knew as soon as I said that, I was like, "Oh no, what you done there?"
Maybe that's why you need their eyes, is because then you wouldn't have done that.
Yeah, you're probably right.
It would have seen sense to not go do that. I've only recently noticed how low the subscriber numbers are on AFTV. Well, I'll tell you what, the new subscriber counts will probably be slowing down massively because they're not trending as much. They're not controversial as much. They're all
I don't think they need it anymore because they've got all the money going at them from the club and everything like that. So I don't think they're that bothered about any of that anymore. They're not like us where we worry about how many subscribers we got and stuff because they've got plenty of money coming in from Boohoo Man and bloody Manscape and bloody Always Ultra. They'll be advertising that soon, bloody Always Ultra. And like when this thing starts, they'll go, "Is your fanny rubbing? Is your fanny rubbing against your panties?" And they'll be trying to sell that kind of shit out soon, or I would imagine.
Christ almighty.
I'm going to get you cancelled. Sorry, mate.
Mate, I'll probably do a good job of that myself. It's just a matter of when, not if. Jaminio says, I absolutely love and adore Dusty Declan when compared to the handball prick. Yeah, Reading are a bunch of dickheads for buying a just scarecrow known as Paul McShane. Oh, mate. Rajat, good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. Man, you will get one central midfielder, maybe two, and Cucurella also with the option to a big deal. I mean, I hope so. I hope we get one midfielder and we get one left back. Because I know we were talking about, the deal's close. Fabrizio Romano says, well, yeah, we need another striker as well. It's like we see with Fabrizio Romano, deal for Cucurella is close, loan option. I don't know as far as what goes on, after that. Couldn't really care that much less, to be honest. But I'd love to see us actually sign players, to be quite frankly honest. I don't. It's just like at this point, you almost might as well say, don't care who it is, sign somebody, because this club is in desperate, dire need of getting signings and getting players. Two midfielders, a striker, centre back. Those four signings need to happen if we're going to have
PSV.
any.
Wow. 4-1 PSV.
Oh. Fold the club, fold Rangers.
We're still 0-0, but they've just bought Ty where we 1-0.
Damn.
I'm not bothered, to be honest. I don't really care about the Colts at the minute.
You might want to refresh that page, unfortunately, mate. Blackburn have just beaten Harrogate 8-0.
I was just about to say we're not playing Blackburn, mate. Yeah, we're losing 1-0. You absolute bastard.
VAR.
We
Chelsea
need to be
beating
Manchester
AFC.
United, then we'll get a VAR decision.
Just threaten the referee with Bruno Fernandes, and he'll give you any decision you want. I think
I'm not bothered about that one anyway. The cup. The only thing I'm bothered about is the fact that it's at home, and I think we need to be building that home form again, what we had last season. That's the only thing I was worried about. That's a bad goal to get at that time as well. 90 minutes.
Off topic kind of. Is Juve your Italian team, bud? No, to be honest, if I wanted to pick a team to support from Serie A, I don't know actually. Either Roma, maybe Roma. It's probably the one that sort of I have probably the most liking to.
I used to like Sampdoria. That was one I liked.
Atalanta.
I don't know what they're doing now. I haven't watched them for years. So.
Yeah, don't really fancy being a old lady endorser, if you know. If AMRABAT comes, AMRABAT and Onana is going to AFCON. Yeah, that's a good point. Onana is going to disappear for a big portion of the season to AFCON.
And Henderson's about to go to Palace, isn't he?
Yeah. Get LMAO 3.0 with all 5 to 7 attachments. They send me updates and fresh utility pieces in these packages every 3 months, I think it is, which is kind of nice. keeps me up to date. Got to run now, lads. I'll speak soon. No worries, Juminho. Take care, buddy.
Mate.
We'll see you again very soon. So to get that in terms of snake treachery, I put Rice higher personally. John Delaney, on the other hand, oh Jesus Christ, I loathe that fucker. Oh boy, boy. Cole Palmer looks good. Rate signing. Cole Palmer. What do we think?
I like
of Cole
him.
Palmer?
Yeah, I like him. He's a good attacking player. He's, he's really, a little bit greedy at times, I think. But other than that, it's definitely something there.
I think you might get that with a sort of player that probably gets rated a lot with the young guy. You might see a sort of greedy element because it's like, well, got to feed that sort of superstar image. That's give the ball to me, I'll make something happen. I'll have a big moment in the game rather than thinking I'll best put the team first.
No real defensive qualities. He's more sort of attacking all the way, so it's going to be like a issue in that respect.
All of this.
It depends how Chelsea play, really. If they keep going forward, it don't matter about defending, does it?
All of this talk of Cole Palmer reminds me of Carlton. Don't know.
What, of Fresh Prince?
I'm afraid I don't get this this comparison. I'm a bit too zoomer for you. I'm afraid. John Delaney is pure and utter scumbag, which is nothing but the absolute worst. Yeah, bro. Tony. I eat pineapple pizza. Does that make me Hawaiian? That makes you worse than
pineapple on pizza. that makes you a mutant, mate. Not
makes
Hawaiian.
You worse than Hitler. How dare you? Christ Almighty. I also eat hula hoops. Now, hula hoops are all right. Hula hoops are all right. Fuck it. That refers to the bloody dancers that you're talking about, Yeti, with the little
the Colton dance. Carl Rossi gets it. I can't remember how it goes.
It's like,
it's something like
that. There's only one stream of football on YouTube where you see people breaking it down on camera. You'll never. I'll tell you what. The only other person you probably see dancing like that on the camera is Lee Gunner's shorts, YouTube shorts. If you know, you know. When he did,
I don't. I'll be honest, mate. I don't really want to look in Lee Gunner's shorts, but if you want to, then that's entirely up to you.
Oh man! Anybody here got shell necklaces and eats pineapple beef? Pineapple beef? Right. I don't even know what pineapple beef is. It sounds like a failed cocktail concoction that never made it to a menu. There is a 3-shell toilet system out there. Fuck me! Is it like the bloody toilets in London where you have to pay £1 just to go for a piss? Everything about that handball was corrupt. They're still going on about
a piss. I'm gonna do what Jez said and just piss in someone's pocket.
See how long they go before they notice the warm sensation.
Yeah,
leg. Just like,
exactly.
What is that? What is that? Oh,
there's two misses. It's getting a bit warm, isn't it?
Sorry, honey, can you please take your hand out of my my pocket, please? I haven't got my hand in your pocket. Oh, shit. Samir Majin, good to see you, mate. Hope you're well. I might know the reason why Man U is only offering 1 million loan to Amrabat. He will play the African Cup of Nations in January, plus will be fasting Ramadan in March, and that's it. But that's the thing. When it seemingly when a player goes into Ramadan and they start playing for their clubs, these guys are just built different. Like they start doing the most craziest shit on a football pitch. Like they turn into the best players in the world during Ramadan. I don't get it. It's like Salah. When he goes on Ramadan, that guy just starts scoring goals for fun. It's ridiculous. But wow, I mean, if that be anything to do with the case of not signing Amrabat, then they're fucking mental. This club are absolutely just crazy off the rocker. Xhaka was shit
he
on
looked
field.
amazing in that World Cup, 100%.
Oh yeah, 100%. Xhaka was shit on field for 6 long fucking years. His fuck off to the fans should have been the nail in the coffin back then. Ripping up Ozil, Aubameyang, Pepe contracts, but not his. Shame. And that's the thing.
I agree. I agree with you totally. That's where they changed the culture, though, I think.
Ozil got hated on because of a political standpoint about something that everyone now gets political for anything else that doesn't suit him. And that's what's crazy. It's like Ozil used to get shit. Well, cool. Everyone's doing the same thing that Ozil did. But everyone's just like, oh, it's okay. It's Zinchenko. Big up Zinchenko. Oh, we love you, Zinny. We love you, Zinny. We'll donate to your cause. Right? Well, okay. Then Ozil sat.
Politics has no place in football. Get it the fuck out of there. I don't care what it is, whether it's taking the knee, whatever the fuck it is. Get it out of there. It doesn't belong in football at all.
Aubameyang late to training, gets his contract ripped up. Pepe just existed. Manager didn't like him. Contract ripped up.
And taking the knee was from Game of Thrones, so I mean, it's bloody bizarre.
I'll tell you what, the fact it's got to a point where even people like what was it, Zaha and a couple of other people, when you're doing take the knee, and the commentators like, oh, we stand in solidarity against racism, and all these black players are just standing there, just like, can we please just get on with this game?
That's what I mean. That's why it makes no sense. And another thing I'll say right now as well, is the thing I don't get about it is taking the knee is bowing down. So I don't get it. I don't get what it's, surely if you're going to do it, you stand up and raise a fist or something like that.
Yeah.
You don't like bow down. That just makes no sense.
Might have been a concept made up by a white person, which just literally just say
I don't know, mate.
It would say it all if that was the case. But we won't get in too deep into politics here, because otherwise we'll draw a crowd.
Don't bother with that. Don't bother with that.
Sadly, football has been drenched in fuckery since I've been alive. It might just be because you started watching football that everyone, all the degenerates, came into the sport because you started watching golf. It's like Lee Gunnar. It's when he does a watch along stream for Arsenal. Every time he leaves the stream, Arsenal either score or concede a goal. Mate, just if you want Arsenal to win a league title, just go live and just.
I tell you what. You know what they should do. What they should do is they should have players who are different colours and stand with a white guy on his knees and then stand there as if he's whipping them. That's what they should do. If you really, if you really want to sort of make a difference.
Okay. Here's a question for Arsenal fans: would Arsenal fans swap Havertz for Maguire? Would you go that far? Personally,
would Arsenal fans swap Havertz? I think they'd swap anybody for Havertz, to be fair. I do, honestly. I think they'd swap anybody.
Well, I'll say they'll swap anybody except those that toe the club line. They still believe that some of Arsenal's biggest legends are probably not fit to lace Kai Havertz's boots, as you know. But we'll leave them in their own little Disneyland fairy tale worlds. Be less wages, so yes, I would. Do Mount Havertz swap deal? To be honest, no. Because it's literally, you're not fixing anything, to be honest.
You're not getting nothing, are you? You're giving shit for shit.
It's like the problems that Mount causes Man United. Kai Havertz would just do the same thing, and Mount would go to Arsenal, and he'd again cause.
You know something about Havertz, right? He's the only player to sign for a club and already be a statue. He don't do nothing.
Just stands there. It's like you just lie him down, you get him to goal hang or something, and just kick the ball off of him, and it'll just deflect him.
Mate, I'd put him up front. Honestly, I'd put him up front because Arsenal got a cracking midfield, and they can work it through the midfield and everything, and just use that useless prick to maybe get on the end of something. Because otherwise, if he's in your midfield, he's damaging what you've got in the midfield as well. And if you've got Nketiah up front and he can't score, then they're doing themselves twice. They're screwing themselves up twice.
I suppose that's a good question. Is, let's say, a season if Arsenal played Nketiah up front all season, or a season where Arsenal played Kai Havertz up front for a full season, which player would score more goals for Arsenal? Would it be Nketiah or would it be Kai Havertz?
That's a tough one. It'd be Nketiah. I think Nketiah has definitely got more about him than Havertz.
Yeah, he's got more of a striker's
and it's not
head.
A lot. No. It's like that much more.
He's got a striker's head on him, but he hasn't got the ability to, have more depth.
He's got a striker's head, but he ain't got a striker's body.
Xhaka did poo 90% of the time and good 10%. The 10% was the one season where you pushed for a league title, mate. And it's
I think he was pushing for a move, mate. I think that's the only reason he did that.
Well, it's actually quite ironic that it's no coincidence that when all the other players in the Arsenal team stopped being banterous, that Granit Xhaka stops being banterous as well. Because every other season where Xhaka was piss poor, a lot of other players for an Arsenal were being absolutely just wet wipes and piss poor as well. So it's almost like, well, the whole team just stepped up. And Granit Xhaka, we can't sit there and say, oh, Granit Xhaka's a wonderful exception. Well, no, it's just everyone stepped up. But they couldn't take it the whole way. So then they had a dip. They fell away. And one thing led to another in Manchester City. Big Blue Shark devoured.
Yeah. Oh, man. I mean, they know it as well. It was scary because they was in the chat going, the Big Blue Shark's coming and all this, that and the other. And then all of a sudden it's like, Arsenal just capitulated, man. The mentality, it's not just about getting a good team on the pitch, it's about getting a mentality among your players as well. And Arteta cannot get that mentality. So why people think that you can go and win a title this season is beyond me. Beyond me. Delusion, mate. Absolute delusion.
I don't understand the talk about title for Arsenal Football Club, because it's like you're not playing as good. The system has changed. Your approach to a game has changed. Your level of control's dropped. You've already shown a bit of bozo moments from individual errors, which you didn't have last season at this point.
Yeah,
because everyone was on point, right? But you're already showing a lackluster nature to your game. You've already dropped points to a game that was everyone's writing it off as a win.
I'm gonna make my mind up the way they line up against Man United, because my thoughts at the moment is that he's done something that, because he was playing lesser teams at the start of the season, he's tinkered around. If he does the same thing against Manchester United, then this guy is deluded, and you've got to get rid of him, because you ain't winning no titles with this buffoon. Could be the best looking Spaniard you want to know. I don't give a toss. He's a dickhead. Absolute dickhead. Right, I need to go and get a beer, so I'll be back.
Yeah. No, it's at all best go through some of these comments.
I'll do the carton dance or whatever it is on the way. Right, what was it?
I ain't no hard man or claiming to be one, but if I bumped into AFTV crew, I'd be fighting all of my instincts not to be violent. Mate, if you watch that fan cam where the guy, if you can withstands this impulse to vomit whilst watching AFTV fan cams, or an AFTV content created video, that the guy that was saying that Kai Havertz, he's not it. It's not Yardy, right? Big ups to Yardy as well, right? Or not Yardy, Yardman. That's it, Yardman. Big ups to him. It's another bloke who was going on about Kai Havertz, and everyone's screaming in his ears like, "Oh, you've got an agenda! You've got an agenda! Oh, you this, you that!" I'm like, seriously, mate, you've got a Weasley ass voice. Shut up! Shut up! Like, no one wants to hear you crying about Kai Havertz. I swear to God, that's probably the Looneyhan Twitter account. If you know who that is, you'll know what I'm on about. The guy that follows Kai Havertz around. Literally, the Kai Havertz stand account on Twitter. There is literally probably only one, by the way. One Kai Havertz Twitter stand account. PSV for one, tearing loyalists apart. Yeah. Need a striker, new manager, new board. We do as well, mate. We do as well. Yes, come on, have some of that, you bags of scum for one. Were Myers clear Celtic colours in the chat. Most clubs are run by politicians, Gulf states, or financial executives that care about money and showing off their wealth. At least when you talk about Gulf states and Manchester City, at least they have a sense of wanting to be a successful club because
100%.
they enjoy having an asset that's the best of the rest, you know, or better than the rest, I should say.
100%.
So at least they will have a desire there to, you know, go and compete for everything that's on offer. Even if it's insignificant, it's like when we talk about the Saudi Arabian league title, the competition winnings or earnings for that is like £1 million or something, or the equivalent of £1 million. I'm like, bro, that's like next to no winnings, but there's everyone's desperate to win that title. And all the clubs are spending a whole heck of a lot more money than they would be getting in returns from competition earnings. So, Harrogate water tastes like frog sweat. Got to actually run for a meal this time, lads. I'll catch you on the rest on playback. No worries, mate. When you leave me, I'll take my goodbye back.
Hello, playback. Playback. How you doing, mate?
Good to see you back here, Jamino, in about half an hour or so. To be fair, we might still be live by the time he gets back. You never know. Would be Fiorentina, Roma, maybe. Yeah, I believe Roma. Or 5-1. 5-1 to PSV. Absolutely slapped up. Everton managed to come back against Doncaster.
We're at Carabao, wherever cup it's called. Carabao. What's it called?
Carabao Cup.
Carabao.
Energy drink cup.
What's our striker's name?
Awonyi.
See, you got it now, look. Guy, he knows it.
Awonyi.
As soon as he scored, he went, right, I better respect this guy. Give him his proper name.
Right, it's time to. I just call him a woo woo. If you can't get his name, I just call him a woo woo. It's like Ty from AFTV. He's got this. I think he's got namesake.
Just call him Big T like we do. We call him Big T. It's easy, mate. Big T. Big T, Dave, Bob.
Speaking of Dave and whatnot, was it Dave? No. Well, yeah, Dave.
Yeah, look,
obviously,
Carl Rossi knew what I was doing. Carl Rossi, Carlton dance. It was the worst Carlton dance ever, but you know.
Carlton Palmer. You must remember him. Carlton Palmer.
Yeah, I remember him. Carlton Palmer.
Count Dracossi. Question: favorite crisp? Oh,
favorite.
I have the I don't
French
have any
fries.
of them, but you know those sea salt and malt vinegar crisps, the ones that have that strong flavour and strong kick to them. I love having those.
Yeah, you was bound to have a posh one.
I used to love having Doritos and all of that. It's just like, it's great having a bag of Doritos every once in a while. But when I was like, getting them as part of my meal deals for work, it's just like, man, I'm getting too used.
He likes chocolate flavoured Walkers. That's what he likes. Chocolate milk flavoured Walkers.
What I do is I go to Sainsbury's, buy me a box of Rice Krispies cereal and just take it to wherever it is, open the box, open the bag, and just start grabbing the stuff out with my hands, eating it like it's popcorn. Proper,
them Rice Krispie cakes with covered in chocolate. It was nice.
Rice Krispie cakes, love it. I want to suck DVS's blood. I had to do a double take there just to make sure that that end part was part of your message. My favourite crisps are multi-packs. Just those Walkers, Mr. Lineker's advertisement brand. I haven't seen a Lineker on a Walker's advert for a long, long time. Then again, I haven't really seen Walker's adverts for ages.
Probably kicked him off because he's a dick.
But from what body part?
You know what? You know something that Lineker started saying now? And I don't know why he's saying it, that Clough, he's turned around and said Clough tried to sign him. That's easy to say, Lineker. Clough ain't alive now, so he can't actually argue that point. I don't know why. I mean, he was a good goal hanger, but Clough didn't have goal hangers anyway.
You know, it'd be absolutely just prime clappage as if some, like, next of kin, Brian Clough's next of kin comes out. It's just like, no, he didn't. He couldn't care less about you, mate.
Yeah.
And everyone's like, ooh, Gary Lineker, sit down. Man shit himself again.
He's always talking shit on Twitter. He's a dickhead. I've ripped into him loads of times, I have, about the immigrant thing. So how many you got living at your ass then, mate? Dickhead.
Hey, this is actually interesting, right? Was it because he's German? I'll tell you what, if people were mad about Mesut Ozil because he was German or something, but I think it was probably half to do with the fact that he was also half Turkish, I think. He had quite a lot of Turkish in him. But I mean, Kai Havertz is German now, so if anybody had a problem with Ozil because he's German and is in love with Havertz now, you are off your rocker. It's I think it was Jez's
You're a neo-Nazi.
The next thing you know, is going to have fucking Erdegaard singing North London Forever under his breath. You've got fucking Kai Havertz just behind him, fucking goose stepping out onto a pitch. Oh, mate, that'd be absolutely collapsed. But it's what is it? Lee Gunner said it on Jess's show earlier. Mate, I swear to God, it's Kai Havertz looks like the guy is just absolutely stoned. He actually does look like he's got that stoned.
He just don't look bothered, does he? He just doesn't look bothered at all. That would be an issue for me as a manager. I'm sorry. It's like, you know, you're coming off the pitch and everyone's going, "Oh, well played, you played well." I'd love to be in that dressing room. So I'd go, "What the fuck
He'd
was
never
you doing
make it
today?"
He'd never make it as a United player because we always slate Martial because the guy looks disinterested or doesn't like put in effort. He doesn't run after everything. Kai Havertz would get slaughtered because he does the same thing.
Other than Saturday, I've not seen much from Bruno, to be fair. Saturday, Bruno was a hell of a lot better.
Well, that's because he hasn't got Mount, taking up all of his space and sitting in front of him. Just like, can't pass here, can you? Can't shoot you, sucker.
But he'll still be shoehorned back in when he. How long's he out?
Well, I think it was past after the September international break. They said that he should be back by.
That's a good thing for you guys, really.
Well, it means we get another big game out of the way in Arsenal without having someone disbalancing the team again.
But Ten Hag chose him though, didn't he?
Well, yeah, that's the thing.
He's made some weird choices. Wout Weghorst, Mount. He's made some really weird choices in the players he's signed. Even Anthony, for a start, another one.
To be fair, I mean, Anthony, we should have got him for like 30 million pounds, but for some reason, this club was so bad that they actually decided to sign Anthony late in the window after Ajax had offloaded half their squad. So it had to be for a mad expensive fee. So it's like Anthony, cool. Yeah, Anthony's Anthony, but the same level of criticism.
Well, look how long you messed around with De Jong. Look how long you messed around with De Jong, man.
But
Jesus.
Marto Madness, Yeti, was revolutionary. He's the second coming of Christ. I saw this man walk across the fucking.
I've never seen Man United beg for a player. You know, like from the Fergie era and all that. I've never seen Man United beg for a player. Normally, when you want a player, they want to come. You know what I mean? Crazy, man.
Yeah.
The way it's changed.
7 going on 8 years. I've waited for Lee Gunner to do an FA Cup special video, and no, I'd take a bullet before Harry Maguire.
Would you really not? Honestly, would not. not swap Havertz for Harry Maguire? I mean, Harry Maguire's not great, but I'd still have him over Havertz, 100%. Because the thing is, Harry Maguire performs for England, yeah, and he performed for Leicester. It's just not worked out for him at Man United. You get him at Arsenal, might be a totally different story. Players perform differently in different teams.
Hey, Fabrizio said Man United is preparing a bid. There was never loan proposal sent. However, loan with obligation to buy based on conditions is okay. Well, to be honest, it's at the point where it's. I think I've said it already. I don't really care too much about what the sort of deal is. We just need players in to do a job and do the right job. And if we've just got those players, then we can start talking about this season. But if we haven't, there's not really any point in entertaining goals or anything like end of season targets because we're not a serious club. The squad
and
is
United's never been a loan type of team, though, have they? You've never really loaned players.
Well, and until late, because now they all keep spinning this. Oh, you haven't got any money, you bullshitting fuckers. You've got a ridiculous amount of money. It's like Arsenal, one of the most profitable clubs in the world, and you see all of these clubs hoard the money. They don't spend it, but they tell everyone we haven't.
You know what? They could spend the kind of money to get up to the Man Cities. They could probably afford to spend enough money to get up to the Man Cities, but they're just not prepared to do it. I still think there'll be a big signing for Arsenal at some point before on deadline day, I think.
Bourbons or Hobnobs?
Probably Taiwo Wanyi, knowing our look.
Yeah, to be fair, either that or they'll wait till January and sign Ivan Toney. Bourbon or Hobnobs? I would go with Bourbons.
Just get him signed now, you'll get him cheaper.
To be fair, you probably would. Yeah, I'd go Bourbons, mate. Don't know about you, Yeti. Hobnobs or Bourbons?
Bourbon, definitely.
Carl Rossi's going Hobnobs. Going hobnob out of here, Carl Rossi, with that.
He likes the SAS biscuits. You ever seen that, like Peter Kay concert where he goes the hobnobs, like every biscuit you put in your tea, it just snaps straight away. If you use an hobnob, it's like, dip me again. Hit me again. It's like the SAS and biscuits. It just will not break.
Big T says whiskey and digestives. Yeah, dunking digestives and whiskey.
Shorts.
Hell, jam cookies, good. Are you talking about
Jammy Dodgers?
Jammy Dodgers, that's it. Yeah. I used to like those. I used to like those as a kid, but then I sort of grew out of them.
Where's Rajat from? Is he American?
To be honest, I don't actually know.
Probably are called jam cookies.
I do not actually know where Rajat is from. I've never thought to ask. Yeti is on the step.
Yeta on the stetter.
It's like me. I'm Felicity John. Yeti on the Stella.
The rain in plane is harder than it's a rain in Spain.
Round the ragged rocks, the ragged.
Yeah, I see. Yeah. I bet you don't remember that, do you? That was an advert. The rain in Spain falls hardest on the plane or something like that. I can't remember it.
The only thing I associate with Spain and rain is fucking people who say, "Oh, it rains more in Madrid than it does in Manchester." I'm just like, nah. full of it, mate. Full of it.
How do you know you don't live there?
Well, to be fair, every time I watch Real Madrid, the Liga home game, it seems to be shitting it down over there. So I probably got that. Wrong. Yeti on the Stella. If I was streaming, it would have to be Skull, so I could still function.
Do they still do Skull?
I don't even know.
I've never seen a Skull lager for ages.
Greatest sound in the world. I think a nice ice cold.
See, Skull had the best song going. It was a bit like our best song. where he just goes skull, 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 skull. It's like our song of Nottingham, Nottingham, Nottingham,
It's like
Nottingham, Nottingham, Nottingham.
It's like Chelsea. Whenever they get a new player, they always make up a fresh
Superb lyrics.
Yeah. Chelsea, Chelsea, Chelsea.
Yeah, it is, isn't it? Chelsea, 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 Chelsea. You know, it's you can't beat it, can you? Really? Well, mind you, don't you have United, 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 United?
Well, at least that's just a chant.
You used to have that, didn't you?
Chelsea almost make it a song.
All right. Well, yeah. I mean, because they think they're harmonic.
Yeah.
See, if they had Beyonce like Spurs do, then they'd probably be able to. She'd probably be able to help them be a bit more harmonic.
Forget having those like little coloured like sheets of paper that you hold up to create an image. What they've got are wrap sheets on the seats, so when they go to sit down, they've got a wrap all together. It just sounds like a complete fumbling of words in the entire stand.
Shittest fans ever, Chelsea.
Mate, half of them supporting Manchester City now anyway, so
you only hear them when they're winning.
Yeah,
fans.
You only hear them when they're winning. It's like when you go up to it's like if they're losing and it's quiet, because they've all gone fucked off to the Etihad to go support Man City. And then they'll be back down when there's an easy game, because it's a nice day out for my favourite club that I've always loved and supported, Chelsea.
Oh, they do though, yeah, they do that, yeah.
Besides, half the people who think that the only positive thing about Chelsea Football Club is fucking Astrid Wet, mate. That
yeah, says it all really.
Jaden are playing false nine striker depending on about Højlund fitness. I've seen today that Højlund is potentially going to be fit and most likely going to be fit against Arsenal. Whether he starts or not, I can't imagine he will start, but probably off the bench. So I'll tell you what, if you've got Højlund coming off the bench who decides to be a pace merchant, literally just road runner,
how's he going to do that with his back? Pace and your back are sort of part of the same thing, so how's he going to be able to do that? That makes no sense.
Well, I suppose it's one of those things where he's in training and has been in training for a little while now. It's just sort of playing into fitness, and I think if he's fully fit, then it's like, well, cool, you can push yourself if you're as a sub, because you're only pushing yourself for like 10, 20 minutes or so. So it's not like if you're playing in the battles, in the wars for like 90 minutes, or like, because I suppose you're up against tired legs and tired bodies, reduced strength. So you're not going to have to worry about getting bowled over left, right, and centre. You're probably going to be the person doing the bullying.
But the thing is, I hear what you're saying, but that makes no sense, because at the end of the day, when he comes on, everybody's expecting him to be something special. So they're going to be on him like crazy, and they're going to be like marking him, and so maybe it won't work out like that. If you manage to turn somebody or something like that, fair enough, but it's one of them, really. He's a massive risk all the way around, to be fair, having back issues.
It's an interesting one. Brighton getting Ansu Fati on loan deal. Ooh. That's an interesting one.
Ansu Fati, yeah.
Young Barcelona winger who took who was the next number 10 shirt after Lionel Messi left.
I like the way Brighton do business, to be honest.
But it's interesting to see what Ansu Fati will do for Brighton. That's if he does go there, so of course. My word has a time changed. When Man United calls, you for sure take that call.
100%. That's how it always used to be. I can remember when you got Ashley Young from Villa, and it was just like, it was done in no time. Now it's like, I think it's done for all the media crap and all that, and all the links and all the expectation and stuff like that nowadays. You know what I mean? Because then it was just like Alex Ferguson wants Ashley Young. Ashley Young signs for Man United. Every time. The only one I think you didn't was Collymore, because I think Man United wanted Collymore at some point, and I think he ended up going to Liverpool instead. But I think we actually staved off you guys, and then he ended up going to Liverpool the season after.
Zidane as well, I think. Ferguson, I think, begged Zidane a few times. He went off to Real Madrid, I believe it was, when he was at.
Well, Zidane is a different. That's a different kettle of fish. I mean, Real Madrid is still going to be a bigger pull. I mean, definitely going to be a bigger pull than United. No.
Oh mate, I think they've always been a bigger pull than United.
Exactly. I mean, that's just not even in the thing, is it?
Nah. I think even Barcelona are a bigger pull than Man United, to be fair. They're in the shit.
Yeah.
I think we begged Shearer to a degree at the time.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. You did. But I think he wanted to finish his career with Newcastle because he was a fan. So he was always going to Newcastle. But I think at that point, if you'd got Shearer, it would have been even better.
Still do Skull. I've got some in the fridge now. Okay.
Did they really? Where do you live? Because there's none in my supermarket. I ain't seen Skull for ages.
It's the blue supermoon tonight. City fans will be out singing to it.
Yeah, well, I mean, you can't knock them, really. They've got every right to, really, because they've just signed that guy from Wolves, who Wolves said they're not selling. And the thing is, the problem is now is, a lot of these big teams, maybe not United as much, not nowadays, which is really sad. But a lot of the big teams, it's like Raya. As soon as Arsenal said they're interested in Raya, his head was turned. Brentford had no choice whatsoever. It's same as if City turned around tomorrow, or not even City, Arsenal or Newcastle turned around and said, we want Taiwo Awoniyi. His head would be turned.
Yeah.
Because he looked really disappointed after that Man United game. When he got took off, he did not look happy at all.
Yeah. Stephanie Griffith, great to see you. Hope you are well. Hagar the Horrible.
Hi, Stephanie.
Skull.
Hagar the Horrible. Yeah, I remember that. Yeah. I've not seen that beer for ages. I don't know. It might be there. I don't know. I've not seen it. I used to like that stuff as well.
Just reading up on this. So, yeah, Fabrizio Romano is saying that preparing a formal bid for Sofia and Amrabat always been a top target. Lies. No loan proposal sent to Fiorentina, just informal talks. Fiorentina could be open to a loan, but with obligation to buy based on conditions. Sofian, right, get this, Sofian waiting for Man United since June.
Yeah, oh yeah, that's what I've read. He definitely wants Man United, 100%. 100%. Apparently, Liverpool are just about to get. What's his name? Can't remember. He's in the Instagram. Big up to you as well, Stephanie. Nice to meet you. Wait a minute. Where is it? I don't know. Where was it?
It's Hagar the Horrible, a nickname for Maguire.
I replied to Connor. I can't remember what it was now. Oh, that was it. Liverpool in advance with for Ryan Gravenberch. That was it. That's a big signing. And I tell you what, watching Darwin Núñez this weekend, he's going to show what he was bought for last season. Brilliant finishers. Absolute brilliant finishers. Collymore, S.A. was just smashed it, man.
Yeah.
He's like somebody you should have got.
I mean, that's the thing, is that Gravenberch, that's like talks about Ryan Gravenberch, loan this, swap deal that, and all of that. I think it was people were entertaining the idea of Scott McTominay going one way, Gravenberch coming the other. It's just like, well, no,
Mm.
Bayern wouldn't entertain that. And to be
No, they
fair,
wouldn't.
very,
No.
very quickly, the reports came out saying, nah, we're not interested in Scott McTominay. Don't
But
worry
now
about
they are.
it. Well, it's really weird just the way that things have been going with
Is it to
club.
do with the fact that you asked for, the Switch and extra money or something, and they went, no, we're not doing that?
I know they're talking about Scott McTominay for like a £40 million fee or something that they didn't. Are like, no, he's not worth
Mm.
that. We're not paying that much money. And to be fair, I wouldn't. I'd barely put him up for 20, barely even that.
No.
Maybe 10 or 15. I'd say, look, give me that money, you can take him. But for some reason, our board are so backwards with valuation, bit of an ego to it. So, oh, well, we can
Mm.
fleece other clubs because, oh, they bully us in the boardroom with overpricing players. So we're just giving you karma. Well, no, it's not karma.
Mm.
It's called being an absolute downright idiot
Mm.
because you've got business you need to be doing. And it's because of shit like this is the reason why you are not respected by them.
Yeah, of course it is. Of
Like
course it
you
is.
doing this is because you're putting yourself in this hole.
Mm.
Now you've got to climb back out, but rather than climbing yourself back out, you're sitting there going, everybody's unfair to me. Everyone's bullying me. I can't handle it. I can't take it. It's like, seriously? Like, mate, Murta, go and release a love letter or a fucking
Mm.
poem to the United fan base when September 1st hits about how, sing a song to United fans and say, oh, I'm sorry that we couldn't do all the business, mate. We'll turn up outside your house with pitchforks and torches like we did
Mm.
with Edward Ward. Like, it's
Mm.
beyond pathetic. You've been here too long for you to be screwing around and keeping us away from competing or going in even the right direction.
Mm. Yeah, definitely.
It's honestly pathetic. It's like, I know I'm absolutely all for it, glazes out and everything, but it's like the middlemen that do the day-to-day operations. It's like Michael Edwards at Liverpool, right? FSG, horrendous ownership.
Mm.
Horrendous ownership. Michael Edwards still, under their ownership, bought you a Premier League title, Champions League title, FA Cup, Carabao Cup with Jurgen Klopp. Limited investment,
Yeah,
but
100%.
he knew where to put the money.
Yeah.
Lack of money, knew where to put it. We've got people who lie about how much money they have, don't want to spend this exorbitant amount of money
Mm.
or extortionate amount of money. They sit on their fingers, they twiddle their thumbs, and then it gets to September 1st and they will tell you, oh, this is reason 1,867,423 as to why we couldn't sign any players.
Yeah, yeah.
Like, seriously. And
Or they'll run the story of, oh, we went for this player and we went for that player and we went for this player and we went for that player, but it was asking too much. That's another one they love to do as well. But the thing is, I think what we need to look at as well is these owners that are taking over football clubs.
mm,
The FA don't give a toss because they're obviously getting a cut of the money as well. So, because some of these owners that are taking it, they're not football fans. They don't care about the football. If they cared about the football, they wouldn't be charging you £100 for a shirt. Do you know
well,
what
it's
I
like
mean?
they're
They're just
talking.
businessmen. They are businessmen primarily.
Well, it's like when people talking about this independent regulator to come into,
The
proper
only good
challenge
ones are Man
ownership that
City.
comes in. Yeah, it's like people coming here and talk about independent regulators. Oh, we're going to challenge ownerships and what their actual true intentions with football clubs actually is, and if they are fit and proper to
Mm,
actually acquiring ownership. That you have to undergo these tests if you want to buy this club, and if you pass them, you're free to acquire the club. If you don't pass them, you don't get the club. You are
mm,
banned from owning this entity backed by
yeah,
the British government.
yeah.
So all that sort of like, cool, that's all well and good and all of that. But what about everybody that gets into
Mm,
that ship that then doesn't take anything seriously.
Yeah,
That then
exactly.
starts doing all of this, wacky shit. Like you make 300 million in earnings from one season, and you spend 50 million in the summer following.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like it doesn't bode well, and I can see that it's just another wall for everybody to try and find a way around it. It's like with Chelsea and FFP. They see all these loopholes, they exploit them. FFP go, no, you can't do that. It's like, cool, we won't do it anymore. We'll just go over here and exploit this loophole instead.
Yeah, exactly. And that's what they do. They just expose the loopholes because, like I say, the businessmen, and they've got financial advisors, so they'll find a way around things anyway, 100%.
Knowing our board, they'll sign an acrobat for their circus.
Yeah, pretty much.
Acrobat. Here's Sofian Acrobat. No, Amrabat, you absolute arse clowns. Liverpool were in touch.
What you need is to sign Houdini. He's good at escaping.
Mate, Liverpool were in touch for Gravenberch last season. He was probably always going there. I doubt that, because otherwise, if he was always going there, they would have gone in for him first. At the start of the season, if they knew that they wanted him, they wouldn't have entertained the idea of chasing Jude Bellingham, failing there, chasing what's his face, Mason Mount, failing there, chasing Caicedo, failing there, chasing Lavia, failing there. It's almost like Ryan Gravenberch, because they see, oh, okay, so he's still available. That's our last option. One of our last options, but luckily for them, he's actually pretty decent. So it works out for them. It works out for them. It's an obvious deal that's left over, and it works out for them. So why wouldn't they? You'll see that Liverpool fans are absolutely buzzing with this. They'll probably celebrate this bit bigger than Caicedo when there was talks about a fee agreed between Brighton and Liverpool. Our hierarchy is not FFP, fit for purpose. They are not. No, absolutely not. Netflix are entering the gaming world. God help us. Oh my God.
My days.
I swear to God, forget people coming into my bedroom, just like holding a camera up. It's like, tell us about your gaming life. Oh, fuck off. Leave me alone. Get out of my room. I swear to God, it's
depends. If they're hot women, then you'd be all right with it.
It's that Netflix trying to claim the streaming category of hot tub streams or something. Those are some big demands at the moment. Claim them hot tub streams, just like we'll stick our non-exclusive password sharing policy with them hot tub streams. Get them on into our books. Yeti, my favourite Forest player was John Robertson. Who is yours?
I love John Robertson, but my favourite players, I don't do just favourite player, was Stuart Pearce and Stan Collymore. Stan Collymore was different class as a striker. Absolutely amazing. John Robertson, amazing winger. Clough got so much good stuff out of him. But I like to have a forward defender, goalkeeper, Peter Shilton, 100%. And Stuart Pearce was just great. I remember seeing a game where he went in for this tackle, and you just heard this. You knew it was a break. Just amazing. Kenny Burns as well, because I like the tough players. I like the players that get stuck in.
Well, I'll tell you what, my favourite Forest player was Mark Goldbridge. Oh, shit, can't say that. My favourite Forest player was Roy Keane, of course. I don't really remember.
Roy Keane was more played as a striker. I mean, he was more in a striking role. Whereas, like, when this is one thing that I will give Alex Ferguson. I mean, I can give a lot of things to Alex Ferguson, but when he took Roy Keane, he turned him into the best midfielder that I've ever seen. He was absolute quality. Absolute quality. And the way we was playing him, sorry, Clough, but the way we was playing him weren't the right way. And Ferguson took him and just turned him into the best battling midfielder who could pick a pass, hit a shot, everything. He had all of it. brilliant.
Oh boy. Okay. Here's some.
He kissed the badge and then left. So whenever anybody kisses the badge now, I just think, oh, okay, bye.
Oh, it's like a bloke that's on the chase. He's kiss a girl. Well, I'm gonna get rid of her in like a week or so. And
Yeah, pretty much. Well, I think he does more than kisses her before he gets rid of her, but yeah. We won't go into that.
He takes her out for dinner as well. Yeah. Takes her out for dinner as well.
Yeah, he takes her out for dinner, you know.
Takes her on one of those little fucking floaty swan things down the local canal.
Orders a 69 on the menu. Yeah.
Some news for United fans here. That Manchester United will play Crystal Palace at Old Trafford in the third round of the Carabao Cup. Home draws galore, people. Home draws galore. I'm surprised not more people decided to get like really vexed by it, that the amount of home draws that we had in all of the knockout competitions. That was absolutely hilarious, but it is what it is. We'll take
Keane was the one trick that Clough missed, I think, because at the end of the day, when he went to Alex Ferguson, he did actually turn him into the best midfielder. And, we didn't really have him in that respect. I think I'm pretty sure, if I remember right, he was more a striker. And he was never a striker, although he can hit a ball. But he was definitely, Alex Ferguson unlocked the box that needed to be unlocked, 100%.
Yeah. United Forest connection very strong. Viv Anderson, Gary Birtles, Peter Davenport, and Keno, of course.
Yeah, definitely. We've passed a few between each other. Neil Webb, Kingsley Black. We have passed a few between each other, to be honest. I mean, then you got the Anderson. See, we always thought that we had like a thing with United, but then the Anderson thing just didn't happen.
Yeah.
Well, you've just said Jesse Lingard. I'm not. Nah, you didn't do us no favors there. Not at all. Elanga, I like Elanga. I do like Elanga. I think he's got something to show. Definitely.
United versus Henderson, Carabao Cup. That's true. Or be facing Hendo because he's not on a loan deal where we keep inserting clauses where you're not allowed to play against your parent club. Get stuffed with that. Second best Forest manager after Clough is?
I'd probably say I'd say Paul Hart, because he had like a real good system going. And we very nearly got into the Premier League that season, but we got beat by Sheffield United, which was really sucked. But I mean, like Stephanie's just said, Clough wasn't the main guy. It was Peter Taylor as well. You've always got to give Peter Taylor his respect, because when Clough and Peter Taylor fell out, it kind of fell apart for Clough. He just didn't have that same thing, which is why I love the fact that we give Peter Taylor needs a statue as well, in my opinion. We've got the Clough one. Peter Taylor deserves one as well, because it was a dual thing.
Yeah. Now I'll just see. I got Neil Webb, great shout, Yeti. Peter Taylor.
Yeah.
That's some interesting.
Definitely. It's unfortunate they fell out, actually, but Clough was so bloody stubborn. And to be fair, I mean, I'll just say this right now. If Clough wasn't as stubborn and he would have actually carried on with Derby, it probably would have been Derby in the position that we are now. They would have probably had the European Cups and stuff, but the thing is, Clough was like, you're not giving me crap. So, he just didn't have it, and we got lucky from that because he ended up being at Forest instead. But don't tell any Derby fan that, because that would not go That wouldn't do well for me.
Bit like Busby and Jimmy Murphy.
Yeah, definitely. Is it? Some of them just they needed a second guy, to do what they did at the end of the day, and they wouldn't have been able to do what they did if they didn't have that second guy. Peter Taylor used to pull the players in. He could spot talent all the time. Clough could make talent work in the way that he wanted it to work.
Yeah.
Clough had a major ability of like turning round to, a player. I mean, you listen to players talk about Clough now, it's like I would have ran through a wall for him. And that is some serious thing to get from somebody.
Yeah. Anyways, I think that's probably about time to wrap up this show. Has been a pleasure having you on, Yeti.
Awesome, man.
Fantastic company, and it's fallen on a Wednesday, one of the 2 days that we said that we would be doing some form of or that we're giving a sort of a show style a go, where it's like once a week.
Definitely. Yeah,
absolute bollocks about whatever it is that becomes a line of conversation, a line of topics and everything. Massive appreciation to everybody that's dropped into chat as well. Thank you very much to everybody that has tuned in, that has liked the stream, that has
I love Steve Stone, mate.
Make sure also that you are subscribing to Longhaired Yeti over there on 62 subscribers, I think it is, or 61.
61 now, mate. So 62 by the end of the year. Would be awesome.
If we,
you know me, I don't add up too much. I can't be doing that maths thing.
Yeah, let's just stay away from mathematics. So we'll all do good. Great show, lads. Thank you very much, Stephanie.
Thanks, Stephanie.
Thank you for tuning in as well. You've been fantastic company.
Definitely a Steve Stone fan, mate. 100%.
Yeah, big ups to
especially when Collymore left, and then all of a sudden him and Steve Stone was having a fight on the pitch. So that was quite funny.
But anyways, thank you very, very much, everybody, for tuning in. For anyone that also watches on playback, make sure you smash a like when you do tune in, and also subscribe if you haven't done so already. We are getting ever closer to 100 subs. Ever closer, which is very, very soon. Taking our time. We're on 92 subscribers, sort of going up and down at that point.
Nice,
bit of
awesome stuff.
Bit of a choppy waters. It was what seemed with the subscriber count, but we will get there. We will get.
I think to get to 100, it all of a sudden just slows down, and then it all of a sudden just goes.
I think it's one of those things that with YouTube channels, it's sort of it might be even at different rates. It sort of does that. Sometimes you might just suddenly get a random massive sharp incline.
Exactly.
Then those people that are new share out content. So that's another thing. Share content. Share it around with friends, family, your nan, your grandmother, your grandfather.
You do great content, mate. So you'll get there 100%.
I find that with channels like this, there's a lot of channels that I've sort of when I first started doing this that I was sort of watching at the time, where it's like it's all news stuff, like you going through all the news and everything, and it's just like thoughts, feelings, and that. It's like it feels like they're doing a professional job with it, where it's like it feels like it's like a news broadcast, whereas this is just like a bloke that's just chilling out, speaking with community,
which works,
reacting to whatever it is that's going on, and grabbing various different perspectives, thoughts and feelings, having guests on the show as well, talking about all things football, Man United, other clubs, shit that happens outside of the comforts of our own homes.
Whatever it is. Whatever comes up in the chat, you talk about it. I think that's the best way of doing it, and keep taking note of your chat as well. That's the best way, I think.
Big T, great content, but not often enough. I wish, Big T, that I was doing this professionally and I was actually getting paid to do this, because now I can make this full time, and I'd literally be doing this full time. Literally,
it'll come.
Multiple streams a day, videos every day, posing questions for my communities to interact with, the comment sections, and then like polls, posts, everything, you name it. Like I'd love to get to that point, and I believe that we'll get there as well. Mama Flossie, out of the blue, big up, guys. Big ups
Big
to
up,
you,
Mum
Mama Flossie.
Flossie.
Thank you very much for tuning in. We're literally just
But
wrapping up.
we're going to have to do a weekly show, either on a Wednesday night or a Thursday night. Definitely.
Get to 1 million views and you can retire.
You can retire. Yeah.
Mate, I'll tell you what, I'll retire from this country. I'll go jet off to the south of Portugal, carry on there.
I think I would as well.
Reminiscing talk is good, yeah.
Yeah.
I know there's not really a lot that I can contribute to, reminiscing of old days, because I'm not really old enough to contribute to that sort of conversation. But it's interesting for me because this is all stuff that I don't know about. So I'm essentially learning on the fly, and information that I can sort of digest and ingest or whatever it may be. It's all just new stuff to me. So it's like I won't go to someone who knows way more about Man United than me. It's like how I've said with Jez Collins, he might know more about Manchester United than I do, and he's an Arsenal fan. Like, he's been around the block for that long. It's like anything he has to offer to tell me about my club that I don't know, I'm all ears. I'd love to know. And so it's like priceless knowledge like that no books on your favorite club can tell you, and there's barely any people that you can go and speak to that will have stories like what Jez has with Arsenal, that other people from other fan bases will have with other clubs. And it's priceless stuff, and there's not much left of that around. So things like that, 100% priceless, and I'm absolutely open. Doors are open to those who have got that sort of knowledge. That you're more welcome to come on here, and we'll have discussions about it. Share with the group. Not quite an AA meeting as such, but share with the group. We want an encore.
It's just fun. It's just fun doing this. Really.
It is. Watch out, Mr. Beast. Mr. Fuzz is coming. What is it, Mr. Beastables or something? He's got his own sort of food company going.
Mr. Beast is huge, isn't he?
Probably coming up towards the first billionaire YouTuber.
Yeah.
Like, no one would have done it before him. Like, that guy's just relentless.
Nope. And he's been giving loads of stuff away as well to people all the time.
I start when people
apparently his burgers are shit though.
Yeah, to be fair, he's already had to deal with a lawsuit for that. But
yes.
What's interesting is when people complain about Mr. Beast doing recordings or videos for these generous acts of kindness and stuff, they're just like, "Oh, it's all fake. He's doing it for a camera." It's like,
yeah, well, people always gonna say that.
It's like, well, cool. If he goes and posts on the social media page, "Oh, I went and did this for these groups of people and this community," everyone's gonna be like, "Oh, it's bullshit. You didn't do that."
This is always people that sit on their arse and don't do anything, and so I mean, just take it with a pinch of salt, really. Everybody can be in the chat and give us shit and and have a go at us and stuff like that, but the fact of the matter is, our face is out there. We're not hiding at all. We're saying exactly what we think, and you can see our faces. You know exactly who we are. You're just there in the chat talking shit. Anybody can do that. Anybody.
It's like, I'm almost trusting that people would be responsible enough if they saw me in the street to actually be an adult human being enough to not decide, "Oh, I'm going to have an impulse." It's just like this video that I was watching, this Ryback bloke versus a psychotic, psychopathic.
I've seen it. I've seen the video.
It just goes on for an hour. This guy just absolutely making all sorts of threats to this guy, his family, even his dogs are catching flack. I'm like, whoa, don't talk shit about dogs.
Yeah. Man. Have you seen it? Have you seen the one with the American guy? What's his name? I can't remember his name. He's got long curly black hair. Howard Stern. Is it Howard Stern? I think it's Howard Stern. And he actually did a phone-in show, and he got a serial killer who phoned in and told him about killing people and all that kind of stuff. And they actually caught the guy eventually. And it was all kosher.
Yeah,
I was watching it the other day. It's on YouTube. The guy actually rang in and said, like, yeah, I just, I want to know why I do it. And, it was crazy. It's crazy, man.
It's absolutely mental. It's like the Joker when he goes onto that Murray show there. It's just, it's probably has like the same sort of ring to it. Big T says you two should call these shows the Fuzzy Yeti podcast.
Yeah, I think we said that the other day, didn't we? I think that's perfect.
Sort of deciding
Why not?
names. And Mama Flossie follows up with that Fuzzy and Yeti podcast, the Fuzzy Yeti podcast.
100%.
Reminiscing talks always takes me back. Yeah, it's always nice to have a bit of a blast from the past. Great shout, Fuzzy Yeti. Stephanie's a fan of that. Okay, Deja Vu. Yeah, Joe's got slashed at Disney. Yes, he did.
Yeah, he got
a video is still up. The fact is that there are people out there that are not mature enough to actually behave like sensible people,
100%.
and that they treat your opinions just the way you think or things that you think
I'd
about.
love somebody to try that on me.
It's just like the entertainment. I say the entertainment
won't end well.
The ridiculous thing about it is when people say or act upon someone else's opinions. An opinion is not a fact. An opinion is a thought. It's a garnered manifestation of one's thought process and how they got to the conclusion of a certain situation or of another person. But it's like, okay, then, so if you attack that person because you know what their opinions are, you might as well have like half the people or 60% of people that you walk past in the street is public enemy number one to you. Because they have something in their mind that you don't agree with.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
Maybe 70%, maybe 80%. Maybe you're so individualized that 99.99% of people, because you live so far up your own arse, perhaps, that you don't agree with 99.999% of people. So it's worth, say, lashing out at one person. You got to go lash out at everybody. Keep that energy up.
I think a lot of it was to do with the fact of it was a way to get to Lee Gunner, because Lee Gunner being in Spain and all this, that, and the other, thought going for Jez was the best second option. Pathetic, absolutely pathetic.
An opinion has not happened, so you're attacking somebody for nothing. Exactly.
Yeah, 100%. It's all just idiots, mate.
It's you might as well call it like the part of cancel culture that got away, because it's like the cancel culture usually sit in big numbers and they sort of stick to their own groups, but you'll sometimes get these sort of stray people that go around. It's just like, I want to be a tough guy, so I'm going to bully you into submission to think the way that I want you to think, otherwise I'm going to slash you. You'll get sad fuckers like that from all parts of the country. I mean, from where Jez is from, that's quite a calm part of the country.
Yeah.
Like, I don't live far from Jez at all. I'm literally probably about 20 minutes driving the car from him. It's like this part of the country is pretty calm, but it's like you'll get some of these people out there that are just which cruise and brew.
Sad.
It's ridiculous. It's honestly ridiculous. Mother Flossie says Lee gets threatened all the time.
Yeah, he does. Yeah.
Like, I honestly, I could not begin to imagine what his DMs look like.
Oh, mate, he don't answer. I sent him a message ages ago on Instagram saying, I'm on YouTube now. It's never been seen at all, because I just don't think he even looks at them.
What you'd need to do to get into touch with Lee Gunner, I'd imagine, is actually go through people who already have Lee Gunner's personal contact number and ask them.
You'd have to go through Jez, but then a lot of people do that. So
yeah, it's like you'd have to know if Lee Gunner's like cool with like having contacts with people that perhaps he's not quite thought about having contacts with. So it's like it's a precarious thing to do it, because usually you'd say Instagram or social media is the best way to start getting into contact with somebody.
Yeah.
But there's so many weird people out there, and it's just like it gets to a point they have to sort of distance yourself from that way of contacting people or starting to get in contact with people. It's like, well, the only way really is by means of doing this thing where you sort of go to the back alleys, like SMS text message or a phone call or a FaceTime call or something, or perhaps on WhatsApp. I don't know if people do WhatsApp. I know WhatsApp's probably quite a good place because that's not just public access. Usually you get some people who have just to guess your
There's a lot of
mobile
scammers
number.
on there at the minute, though.
I had a bloke from Indonesia try and contact me. It's just like, mate, I heard you at work today, mate. Are you around for a chat? I want to talk to you about some employment agency thing. I was like, mate, you're from Indonesia. I know exactly what you're.
Yeah, I had one on Instagram saying, I've seen your streams and you seem, you're really entertaining, and I deal with like really positive people and people that like say this, that, and the other. I was like, get out of my face, mate. Go away.
Is Lee in Spain hiding from us, the Arsenal massive? I wouldn't say hiding, mate, because it's very, very obvious to know where Lee is, right? And he will tell you where he is. But no one has the balls to act on their narrative. It's all just empty threats, idle threats on social medias, and that's it. They won't act upon it. They won't do anything. And with this comment, I presume he could not go to a home game. He used to go to home games all the time, away games. The funny thing is that anybody that had problems with him back then, they still didn't have the balls to square up to him.
He'll go to one when he's got a limo and a security team that can get him out afterwards.
He'll go to a home game once he's bought that yacht that's parked in Porto Banús.
Exactly.
Once he's got a yacht parked in there, he'll probably sail up the Thames. Actually, then you'll catch.
These people are just wasters, mate. Anyway.
Yeah, they're not. I think it's at a point where it's not really worth entertaining. Like when you get a comment like that, it's like I might get to a point if I've got a big moderation team and there's loads of people in chat. As soon as someone puts in a comment that's directly just like for no reason at all, just insulting or anything, like I just won't read it out. I won't. I'll look at it. I'll see one word. I'll go, okay, no, read the next, and it'll get removed from YouTube chat just like that. It's like
100%. Yeah.
It's like there's no point to it because it's just like if I start reacting to everything, it's kind of half of the thing that they want me to do is to react to it. Because even though someone will say, well, I don't care about these comments or anything, but it's like, well, we don't know what you like off camera, buddy. So I could call you whatever I want to call you, and you'll say, oh, I'll brush it off on camera.
Also, there's another point to it as well, though, if you think about it. I mean, if you keep them in the chat, and you keep replying to them, they're probably going to bring their mates, which is going to be extra views.
Yeah.
So, and I think that's what Lee does, because I think he's got to a point where it's like, I'm not bothered, so I'll just get more views, and you can keep coming in, sending your mates and all this, that, and the other, and that's it. Then they
I suppose that's the thing that
that's job done.
Joe, I suppose that's the thing that he's doing with his socials now, is that he's getting someone else to post everything. So he doesn't actually control. Well, he has control of the accounts, but he doesn't interact on them. He just gets someone else to put stuff out there. It's like his Instagram and like what you see with players nowadays. They've got agencies to take care of social media. So it's like I think
he's got a manager now.
He's probably got somebody to actually just take care of everything there. And I think it's just... I know that with his media posts, I think on Instagram, he still posts things like directly. So he is logged in, so he can see.
He's back on Twitter now.
Yeah, well, to be fair,
they're all having a right blow up on that.
That's the thing, is he's probably going to have it where it's like there's only really people. I don't know what the notifications settings will be like for him. But he's following 0 people, even if you're his best mate. He's still not following you on that platform.
No, he said he won't follow anybody.
You follow him. He's not following you. End of story. I'm here to post for everybody else that wants me to post. Here's content for you. Here's a statement for you. I'm going to enjoy the rest of my day. And I've told you that this is what I'm going to do before I'm doing it. So yeah, it's sort of like that, to be fair.
Yeah,
I've got to go, guys. Love to you too, Mama Flossie. Thank you very
love
much for
to you
tuning in.
as well, Mama
We said
Flossie.
we were wrapping up about 20 minutes
I
ago.
know we
So
did. Then we started chatting about other things.
we best wrap up as well real soon. Every comment, good or bad, grows your channel. Bring it on, absolutely. It's like super chats. I hope I get hate super chats, because it'd be like, cool, I'll make profit off of your
Yeah,
tears.
exactly.
Yeah, just make it known all insults via super chat will be read out. I absolutely love it when someone goes and makes a super chat and they get their comment deleted. It's just like, well, I was going to read that out, but it's just outright insulting. So thank you for like 20,
yeah,
30 pounds.
Yeah.
Non-refundable transaction.
It's crazy what some of them pay to actually send in a super chat to have a go at him as well. It's absolutely madness.
Well, it's not just me. It's all these big YouTubers. They all get it. Everybody gets it. But
but you put yourself out there.
Most
You
definitely.
ask for whatever you get. It's the same as if you post a picture on Instagram where you're in your fucking bikini or whatever, and people say, "Oh man, you've got a bit of weight on you" or whatever. You can't cry about people saying that because you put yourself out there. You didn't have to post that picture. You did. So, you're going to get whatever they're going to come up with.
Yeah, I mean, I couldn't really give less of a toss about what people say about my selfies and whatnot. It's like I haven't posted on Instagram since like about a year, 2 years ago.
Yeah, I can't believe nobody said get your hair cut yet.
Okay, your hair cut, Yeti.
You know what I mean? You're the first. Nobody's actually, since I've started doing this, nobody has actually turned around and went, get your hair cut, man.
Where's that Mudrick cut, Yeti? Get that Ukrainian H from Steps haircut.
Not happening.
Get that blonde dye going as well.
No, I'll still have this hair when I'm grey. Well, I'm grey on the top, but
it's just when the rest of it comes down.
Yeah.
But anyways, we best wrap this up, people.
I'll dye it blue.
Can't go on for two.
It'll be fine.
Can't go on for too late. But thank you everybody for tuning in. Really appreciate all the love and support, guys. As far as next streams or anything, I don't run by a schedule, so I can't promise that there'll be anything tomorrow, but maybe there is something. If there isn't a lot to talk about, then I'll probably do something like a pre-recorded video to talk about topics you do with Man United or something like that. Just something that people have as content to watch from this channel, because I'd like to put out as much content as I possibly can for people to actually be able to interact with. But big ups to everybody. Thank you very much for watching. Yeti, if you'd like to shout yourself out, if you've got certain things coming up.
Right, okay, so my channel is Long-Haired Yeti's Cave. It's all about forest and also gaming, because I like to do a lot of gaming in my channel as well. Next week, I might have something coming up in the next 2 days. I don't know, we'll see. Next week, I'll probably be doing another ghost stories with Jez and Mama Flossie. So I'm looking forward to that, and then it would just be basically like watch-alongs at the weekend for Forest, and just basically the news as the transfer window comes to an end, because we've got our fingers in a lot of pies. A lot of pies of our fingers at the minute.
Yeah, 100%. I know I've got my next watch along. I'm probably going to try and do a watch along for this. So the Arsenal Man United game, 4:30 kickoff on Sunday, which is one of the days I'm not working. So hurrah! I'm doing a Friday and Saturday. So thankfully there should be a watch along stream for that. So you've got that to look forward to, or content revolving around that game.
Shame we can't show the games, isn't it? Really.
Yeah, well, and again, it's all copyrighted stuff. So
I
mean, we still get the benefits of doing watch-alongs as well. So despite not showing the games, but anyways, guys, it's all from me tonight. You have a lovely rest of your Wednesdays, wherever you may be, or might be already Thursday where you are. So wherever it is you're from, good evening, good night, and good morning, good afternoon. wherever it is you are in the world. So thank you very much. All the best. Take care, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.